right, so let's talk about why incorporating activity, right, in with pain as you're recovering and healing from a herniated disc or a back injury, a neck injury, why that's important. I want to cover two different ways people do that, right? There's one way that I feel quite strongly about. That would be the more appropriate or the better way, right? That's going to be the good. And there's one way that's probably quite common and honestly happens a lot, but is more on the bad side. So what's in it for you? Why would this information be important? Well, you're looking to recover your function. You're looking to get back to doing the things that you want to do with less pain. And it's very, very common with this type of injury that day to day, sometimes hour to hour, for sure week to week, like these things change and they vary. They're dynamic. You wake up feeling, some days you're like, man, I didn't do anything different yesterday. All of a sudden I feel better today, and vice versa. You're like, well, I had a pretty good day yesterday. I'm looking like I'm making some progress. Don't do anything different. You wake up the next day and pain is high, right? That's normal for this. You didn't do anything wrong. But let's talk about why it's important to understand what that pain level changing, the dynamic nature of that pain and symptoms, what they do, and then how we're going to over time, right? This does take a while. Over time, how we're going to improve that. So that's a very important thing to talk about and to understand when dealing with this. So for the reason you want to learn about this and discover this information is that it'll help you transform and get past that off that roller coaster ride of I have a good day, so I do more because I'm having a good day, and then because I did more and I did all these things at once, now the next day I'm in so much pain that I can't move, I can't get out of bed, and then I have no activity level whatsoever. So here's how I kind of want to talk about that. So if we look at this in this situation, we've got the pain. The pink here is the pain level. So when you have a high pain, it's up here, and then a low pain day, high pain day, low pain day, high pain day. So that's how that moves to the right. Same with this one. Low pain, high pain, low pain, high pain. Let's talk about the one that is most common first, right? So when somebody has a low pain day, they wake up and they say, I'm feeling pretty good today. I don't have the pain down in my leg or into my arm. It's there, but it's more manageable, more minimal. They're going to do a lot of stuff that day, right? So I'm going to do a lot of stuff because I'm not feeling too bad. And then what happens is the next day, when the pain level goes up, because your tissues were not able to tolerate that increased load, maybe you haven't been able to do things for a while, and now you're getting back into it, and it's just a little bit too much too soon. Then things flare up. It's more painful. It's more sensitive. That tissue is more sensitive. So then what happens? Well, now I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to avoid movement because I'm scared, right? Very, very common thing. I don't want to do something that will make me worse. I don't want to do the wrong thing. So then I'll end up doing nothing because I don't want to make the pain even worse. So then we get into this pattern of high pain days, meaning low activity days, low pain days. I do lots of stuff, and then we just there's a status quo of just this maintenance of I'm up and down, the pain changes, my activity levels change, but I can't figure out why. What days, why can't I get on top of this and actually fix this problem? Here's a different way to think about it. So now let's think about this. You're going to have, like I said in the beginning, you're going to have days where the pain is higher and symptoms are higher and days when they're lower. Many times you will be able to figure out certain movements, positions, activities, loads, postures, things that make you feel better and worse, things that change that pain. That's important. So if sitting and bending make you worse, but standing or being upright and being more on the move is better, we want to try to use those as best we can. But we need to use consistent movement and loads and exercises throughout the day, knowing that even though I'm doing everything correct, I'm still going to have days where I feel better and worse. So that represents this side here. So I have pain. I have days where it's low pain. I have days when it's high pain. Days when it's low pain. Days when it's high pain. But look at this graph. So this is now my ability to do things. My activity is more of a slow, gradual increase or improvement over time, not the up and down like random. I'm still doing something every day, whether I feel good or whether I feel bad. I have a plan. This is with someone who then has been either like now you've been educated, you know what to do, or is working with someone that does know what they're doing and how to solve this problem. So now there's a steady, gradual increase in activity, which will allow your tissues time to adapt to those activities. It will allow the tissues time to adapt to that load tolerance. It will allow you to stay consistent and very consistent over time, which is what makes those changes. Now watch what happens to the pain levels. You're still going to get the ranges up and down, but those ranges become tighter and tighter, right? Not so much in the low. You're still going to have the good low days, but it's the high pain days that get less and less. I have less high pain days, and I have more low pain days, which then allows it's a positive feedback loop. So then I'm allowed to do more activity because I have more pain-free or low pain days, and I'm continuing to improve at a nice steady angle. Where this is kind of a negative feedback loop. I do a lot, I have more pain, I do less. I do a lot, I have more pain, I do less. It just never going to get off that cycle. So that's what I think I wanted to teach you and educate you on today, was the difference between approaches, right? There are two different approaches of return to function, return to activity, of the rehab and the improvement process over time. These are the two ways that I see most commonly used. This one is used all too frequently, and it doesn't result typically in good long-term success. This one, on the other hand, consistent over time, staying with it, celebrating the positive wins. But then even when the days are bad, I revert back to I get something. I feel better when I walk. I feel better when I do this. It doesn't take it fully away, but still staying with something. So this line is probably not a straight line. This line's probably more like a little weave, right? So a slight weave to it. It's not exactly straight, but you get the idea. It's not the dynamic up and down like this side is, where I go from I'm going to do everything. I'm going to go out, wash the car. I'm going to go to the gym, lift weights. I'm going to play with the kids because I feel good. Then the next day, it's so bad, well, I'm not doing anything. I lay on the couch. I lay all day, refuse to do any kind of activity because the pain is high. That's that one. This one is more, I'm going to get a little bit more in when I feel better, but I'm going to stay consistent. Even the days I don't feel very well or when the pain's increased, I may not be able to do the same level or the same intensity of exercise. I have to back it down, right? I can scale the exercise, but I'm still going to get it in. And that's the biggest difference to those that kind of understand this and those that don't understand this. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions on that particular graph or that particular picture that we talked about. And then thank you again. If anybody is interested, go ahead and subscribe to any of the channels that we have, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And then if you are interested in finally seeing that end and finally believing, even though it's been hard and this pain cycle has been around for a long time, it's hard for you to see that there is an option, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that I will finally be able to do things and get off that roller coaster. I want you to see that there is a way to do it. We just have to change some things a little bit and work at it just a slightly different way. So again, hope that was helpful, and thank you very much for watching.